Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week of the Empower Hour. I'm your host, Brian. Thank you all for making the time to be with us again this week. This week, as far as announcements for everyone, there's a few, and then also I want to walk everyone through how the trading tool that we rolled out last week works in practice, because I feel like while some of you understand how it, what the intent is and how it works, I think that you're missing, how powerful it actually will be as far as us wanting to make sure that one, we have enough trading volume on the exchange, and two, all of you have more to transfer out, cash out. So, um, I guess right before we get into that, a couple of announcements. One, unfortunately, the buy listings feature is still going through testing. There's a lot of moving parts with this on the back end, and so just having to go through testing, make some tweaks, and going back and forth, and unfortunately it's just taking a lot longer than we expected. But we're still continuing to push forward, and I can only hope and expect that we should finally have this live by next week. I know I've been saying that, and I apologize for the delay, but the team here is moving as quickly as they can on that. Other announcements are, earlier this week, as some of you are aware, we had some issues where certain citizens either had their power levels upgraded or downgraded prematurely, and so that has now been resolved for all those people. Should be anyways, as of yesterday, about 12 to 20 hours ago. So hopefully that is the case. If any of you are seeing something different, please write to us at thecoin@empowr.com, and we'll do our best to look into your personal account. Other than that, I want to show you guys exactly how this trading tool works so that you can hopefully understand how the power behind it. So let me go to that real quick before we get into your questions. So, I guess before I even get into this, I know some of you on here understand how the exchange works, others don't. Let me just show you here. So here's what the exchange actually looks like. And sorry if you're not able to see it, but basically this red section here, see if I can blow this up just so you can see it better. A little bit too much. So pretty much on the exchange there are two types of orders. There's either buy orders, which are in the green ones right here. That means that people are willing to pay these prices to buy this amount of coins. And then for the red, that's the sell order. So that's the amount that people are willing to sell coins for at a specific price and amount. And so what's been happening as far as the price going down is that people are not using the trading tool. They're coming to this exchange and trying to sell coins, and they're clicking on these buy orders that people are putting, and basically willing to let the price go down. They just want to get some liquidity, which is perfectly fine. But when people complain about the price of the coin going down, it's because people are coming here and basically causing that to happen unnecessarily. When this trading tool basically makes it so that you can sell your coins for a much higher price, and we have the liquidity that we need so that when you're putting out buy or sell orders, they always get taken. And so the way that this trading tool works is that when you place a buy or a sell order, it places it for the lowest amount that someone's currently willing to sell their coins for. So in that manner, you're never going and selling coins for some price that might be much less than what the coin is in reality actually worth. It's just that there's not enough people putting buy orders there that people just take whatever price is shown there. So if you're using the trading widget, what happens is that it always takes the lowest amount that someone's willing to sell, and that amount is typically more in line with, what the actual value of the coin should be. That said, over this past few days, because people have been going straight to the exchange and selling for whatever price they can get, the amount of the lowest sell price has also been going down as a result. So um, if you're using the trading tool, though, let's show you exactly how that works just so you can see. So let's say that I want to go and I want to buy some. Well, first let's go and sell some. Sorry, 1 second. So I want to go and sell. So I want to go and sell these coins. It tells me how much I'm going to earn, what the fees are, and what I'll get. Now keep in mind another thing that maybe not everyone understands is while the exchange charges a 0.1%, so a tenth of a percent fee, very small fee, there's always a gas fee that is incurred with every cost. That's the cost of doing a transaction on the blockchain. And that fee usually is about 30 cents or so. And so when you make small orders like I'm doing here, you can see that the fee is actually 10%. But if I were to do a higher order, then now the fee is only 1%. So whenever you have the opportunity to, I always suggest trying to place as large of an order as you can because you're going to save on fees. But that's just something that I don't think everyone's quite aware of. So just keep that in mind when you're placing orders. So now I'm going to go and place this to sell. Just give it a second. And now you can see here, notice how this, point 4 zeros and or 4 zeros and a 3 is being shown at this lowest for sale price. That's the order that I just placed with the trading tool. So it's going and putting the order at the lowest price that anyone else is willing to sell at the moment. By doing that, that means that when someone goes and puts in a buy order, their order is going to be for the lowest price that someone's willing to sell at as well. So let's go and do that. So let's say now I want to go and buy. So I'm going to go buy. So now I'm going to place my buy order. And just missed it, but I'll show you that the order went through. Let me widen this real quick for you. So as you can see right here at the top of the orders, this trade just went through for 550 Ether for the coins that I just bought. And so as you can hopefully see that if everyone's just going to the trading tool and buying and selling with the trading tool, not coming to the exchange and putting these lowball orders, what's going to happen is that the price is actually going to stabilize, or it might even go up, because instead of people going and just trying to get whatever they can for it, they actually can get a lot more if they just use the trading tool. That was one of the main reasons why we wanted this tool, is one, to make things easier for everyone, but two, to make it so that we don't have this phenomenon where people will just come here and basically dump whatever coins they have. So I hope that you guys can see the power in what this tool does, and hopefully we can start using it more. As I mentioned in the live stream last week, we're going to be starting next week working on automating, so making it so that you can go and say, I want to trade $100 worth of coins per day, which is actually the amount that you need to make sure that this bar is always full. Oops. Just you can't see it on the screen. To make sure this trading bar here is always full. That's 100 per day is what it is. And when this bar is full, that means that you maximize the amount that you have available to shop with and cash advance. So not only are you gonna give more liquidity, which allows people that are earning on the platform to sell their coins for a more stable or even increasing price, but it's gonna give you more funds to shop with and cash advance as well. So I hope that this little demonstration I did here shows things that maybe not everyone was aware of. Yeah, if there's any questions, I don't think I'll get to them this week because there's already too many. Please do talk to your guide or feel free to reach out on the next live stream, and I'll be happy to go in more detail on how all this works. And hopefully by next week we actually have the automation in place where it just makes this whole entire process super easy for everyone. So with that said, let me jump into your questions. Okay. First question is from Crispina. Let's see. So not sure if the first one is a question or not. So I'll go on to the second one. I have a comment on the Power User auto subscription based on hitting goals for the upcoming month of July. Should remain or still qualify the Sapphire highest subscription with the following points to consider. 1, month of May. So just to make it more clear, and apologies, I don't have the actual numbers in front of me. The way that the new upgrade logic is for when you move up the different power levels is based on a growing number of daily goals that you hit all time. So when you're first starting out, you're a basic orange, it takes 5 to 10 daily goals before you get up to first degree, about the same to the next one. And then once you get into green, then maybe it's 10 to 15, and then a little bit, and then as you get into blue, it's 15 to 20. So as you're moving up to different power levels, the amount of daily goals that you need to hit before you get upgraded increase. And so for you, Crispina, at pretty much the highest level that anyone has currently, there's a few more levels above that, it's going to take you likely a few months before you have done enough daily goals to move up. So and that said, the way that this new logic is built is that one, it's been 30 days since you had your most recent subscription renewed or upgraded, then it'll just renew at the exact same level that you currently are at. You won't get downgraded, you won't get upgraded, you'll only get upgraded when you hit enough daily goals to move up to the next level. As far as downgrades, like I said at the top of the live stream, that there's an issue where that did happen for some people, but that shouldn't be happening and should now be fixed. So once you have the level that you have, the only place to go is up, and the only way that that'll happen is when you hit enough daily goals to get up to the next level. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Ruth, let's see. Suggestions to the marketplace. 1, reputable sellers who buy other citizens' products should not be penalized for disputing a purchase when a month has gone by and there's no action by the seller. No answer to emails either. So that definitely makes sense, Ruth. I don't believe that that is the case, but I will definitely look into that and see what's going on there. 2, if we're unable to bid from the marketplace, then all active items for sale by a particular citizen should be reflected on that person's bid buy page. Not one or two or none at all. Each person's bid buy pages or store, so all their sales items, regardless of category, should be reflected there. As far as I'm aware, Ruth, that also should be the case. If that's not the case, please do send us the details. If you can be to the coin at empowr.com, if you can be as explicit as possible, which includes right click on the listing that you're seeing in the marketplace that you're not seeing in someone's bid buy section on their profile. If you can get us 2 or 3 of those, we need the seller's profile URL, and then right click on the listings to get the URL of the listing. If you can get us that, then that's going to be super helpful in us looking and figuring out what issue there might be going on there, if at all. 3, also the item should be removed immediately, as well as all duplication of the same item for sale on the citizen profile and bid page. Again, Ruth, if you can send us specific examples of what you're seeing there, we're not aware of these issues. If we are, then I'm not certainly aware of it. So if you can please send that all to the coin at empowr.com, that'll help greatly. Lastly is legacy coin should be released to a separate vault from the coin savings vault based on the individual's position. I've hit this multiple times, Ruth, but as we've discussed many times, the legacy coins were some, basically as the economy gets stronger and we can allow for more legacy coins to be released, that amount, the max amount that you can do each month, will grow. For the time being, it's set at where it is. So until everything starts moving into a better direction, it's going to stay the same. Ensure that purchases are paid within 24 to 48 hours. If not, the seller should be compensated the equivalent percent of the sale that the system charges. So I'm not sure exactly what you mean there, Ruth. Right now, the way that the system works, or at least it should, if it's not, please again send us details, is after 24 hours that the buyer hasn't made a decision to either mark it unpaid, sponsor it if it's available to be sponsored, or pays for it, then the system should automatically attempt to charge the user for the item, and if that fails, it'll automatically be marked unpaid. So nothing should be hanging out there in limbo where the seller isn't seeing that the item's either unpaid, sponsored, or paid for. If you're seeing something different than that, please again send us those details. And we have a couple of engineers that are now becoming experts in our marketplace only, and that's their main focus. So we can get them on that faster if we have specific details on exactly what's going on there that you're seeing. Same goes for anyone else. If you're seeing those issues, help Ruth, help us help you guys. Barry, let's see. You're unable to buy any winning bids because you're not notified and therefore cannot pay. So yeah, Barry, as Marie has the same thing. Seeing that we from last week, some of you wrote to us at the coin, and I actually have an engineer working on looking into this in more detail today, and I'm hoping we can get a fix live today. If not today, then Monday. My understanding is that everything's working perfectly fine when you list a fixed price item. Those are showing up in the I've sold and I bought page, but for whatever reason, when an auction is completed for a price that's higher than the reserve price, meaning that it was won by the high bidder, that's not showing up in someone's I've sold or I bought page. So we finally, at least on my end, I feel like the engineers have exactly what they need to go deep on this and figure out what the issue is, and I'm hoping we can get something resolved in the next 24 to 72 hours. Terry, please do something about the multiple purchasing issue. For the last 3 months, I've had around 150 purchases completed, an item received by the buyers, but I received no cash advances or shopping balance. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure exactly. Is the system recognize multiple buyers for the same person as fraudulent? Shouldn't the seller get alerted or the transaction blocked? I think what you're saying, Terry, is you are selling to the same person many, many times, and as a result, the amount that you have to shop with in the marketplace or cash advance is not as high as you'd like it to be. Um, Now, I understand, like I mentioned when I brought this up a couple months ago, it's something that's been in place for really years. Back when, for anyone that's been around, when we used to do accelerated matured cash outs, AMCOs, if you remember, we always, told people, the best thing to do is try and diversify the amount of people that are buying your product. I see your point of trying to block the transaction from happening, or at least giving sellers the ability to do that. That's something that I can definitely see if we can look into doing. But in general, the best thing that we've been able to come up with at this point as far as blocking fraud from happening is we have certain mechanisms to place. One of them is if you're selling a lot to the same person, the system to a degree, not to as much of a degree as you're bringing up here, so there might be something else going on with your account, Terry, but to a degree it looks and discounts some of those sales. So is there a better way? Probably there is, but at this point, this is one of the best ways that we've been able to deter and not reward fraudulent behavior from happening in the marketplace. And so, unfortunately, obviously it affects some people negatively where they're just doing the right thing. So until we have the ability to better figure things out, that's how it is currently. So my best advice I can give to everyone is just try and diversify the amount of people you're selling to. But other than that, there's not much else I can say at this point without basically giving away more than I don't even understand how all the algorithms work. It's very complicated. I just know that that's one thing that you guys can try and do to diversify the way that you're selling. For about a week now, I'm showing a negative transfer out amount. Does that mean that, so if you have a negative transfer out amount, that means that at some point in time you transferred out more than what you actually had. And so once you have, in your case it sounds like $9, once you have $9 there available as a cash advance or on your coin vault, it'll even that out, and then anything more than that you'll be able to transfer it out. Around 10 days ago, I transferred to my Ether wallet what I believed was my empowr G swapped for empowr B plus the empowr G balance I had in my savings vault. The transaction never went through, and 10 days have already passed. I don't know if it's current status, but still might be pending. Terry, I'm not aware of any pending transfer outs at the moment. So if that's the case, please do write to us at the coin again on that one. But right now, to make sure that we're blocking fraud, we are manually processing transfer outs, but those are being done within 12 to 24 hours of them being submitted. So if it's been much more than that, which it sounds like for you, please do write to us and we'll get that resolved ASAP. Marie, I've hit your topic, hopefully getting that fixed today. Gene, when our earnings history bar becomes operational, how far back will we be able to see? It's currently operational, Gene, so I'm not sure why you're not seeing it. We'll have to take a look and figure out what's going on there with your account. William, I would like to draw your attention to the 13 bars, number 5 in particular. How can this be green if no one in the auction sales are being converted? So, William, to be clear, fixed price has been working, and like I said, I believe we finally have enough information that people have sent to us as far as the issue with the auctions that hopefully we'll get that resolved today. So hopefully that won't be an issue as of the next 24 to 72 hours, like I mentioned. William, let's see. A few weeks ago, you stated that if a seller sold lots of items, yep, I just hit that. So, William, I'm assuming what you're talking about is your power user purchase, which is now being made with coins. We announced that last week. There's also a blog post, so likely that's what happened. Um, yeah, as far as auctions, William, like I said, we just haven't had enough information from anyone up until this past week. So now that we have it, we should have that resolved today or by Monday. Wolf, can you please explain why 90% of my marketplace listings were deleted? Wolf, I'm assuming those listings were old, meaning at least 1 to 2 months old. As part of our infrastructure improvements that we're doing, we're having to archive old data. Unfortunately, I realized that for some of you that are like yourself, it sounds like it took away some marketplace listings that you still wanted to have in there. Unfortunately, they are all archived now. We don't have a way to bring them back, so that's why those went away. Another problem is that there is no option for buyers to mark items received on disputed transactions. So actually, Wolf, there is. If you're in a dispute and the buyer wants to pay for it, then in the dispute they need to just tell the guides that are being the mediators there that they got what they paid for and they want to pay for it, and then the guides go and say favor seller, and the system will automatically mark the sale as item received. So that would be how they can mark it item received. As far as transaction numbers in the marketplace items, let me see what we can do about that if it's helpful to you. Another thing from Wolf, let's see. Great, Wolf. I'm glad that has been helpful. Please do continue, letting us know what we can do to improve. We're in this together. Joshua, I have a question about the daily earnings. Are there going to be selling, promoting, recruiting, and guiding bonuses, or will it be based on mission points? So I'm not 100% sure what you mean, Joshua. I'm assuming you're talking about how you earn from posting and how that's changing to be based on coins. That's something that we're still working on, but should be ready in the next couple days. Basically, the way that works is I'm not sure why you think mission points are involved. Mission points aren't involved in any way. When you earn from posting, it's based on the number of likes that you received, and then also the person that liked your post, if they are a more active member, if they've done a lot of things with a lot of activity in the platform, their likes are weighted higher than, say, someone that just joined yesterday. So that's how so you earn a base amount based on the number of likes that you received on your posts. Then based on your power level, you'll get that increased, and then if you hit your daily goal, then you'll increase that amount by 10 times. So if you earned $1 from posting, if you hit your daily goal, that'll be $10. And then if you have a mission role, it'll be between 2 to 10 times more from there. So if you have a mission founder role and you got your base payout of $1, you hit your daily goal, so now it's 10, and then you're a mission founder, that'll be 100. So that's how that's gonna work. I'm not sure what you mean by any of the other ways to earn. Those are all currently working. I'm not sure what you mean other than that. So if you could clarify, that would be helpful, Joshua. Ibrahim, let's see. Please increase the number of shares in all the power levels. So Ibrahim, that's what we have the bonuses for. So if you want more things to share, then you can use your bonuses. Reduce the listing bar by 50% of what it is now. So the listing bar is just list one thing. So there's no way to list half a thing, unfortunately. Maintain the posting and bidding as they are now. So Yeah, Ibrahim, I'm not quite following exactly the issue here because you should have plenty of shares, especially at your power level, um, by using your bonuses. And if not, you have ways that you can increase it further. Um, if you have a mission role, as an example, is one way. There's a couple others I can't remember right now, but that would be what you need to do if you want to increase those. James, I'm confused about my maturing page that should show how old maturing coins is really. I think a feature in the balance should show total amount of 20 to 30 days amount that is matured. So you're asking for something in the balance that shows exactly how matured something is, and Gene was bringing up something similar. Let me discuss with the team and see what we can come up with. Patrick, as you see, people are completely confused. So Patrick, I don't see that people are completely confused, and when you bring up something so general like that statement, I don't know where to even start. So I think the best thing would be is if you have a specific topic that you'd like me to address, I can go deep on it and explain everything about it as to the best of my ability. But um, other than that, I don't know where to start with that. Now you're bringing up the 13 bars, so let's actually go through that again. I've gone through it many times on this live stream, so let's try it again, just in case that's exactly what you mean. So, as you hopefully know by now, the amount that you have to shop with in cash advance are pretty much 100% dependent on how well you're doing in these 13 bars. So the first one is selling. The more things that you sell, the more you'll have, because the more you'll have to cash advance and shop with. So that's pretty straightforward there. Trading. So this is the big thing that I think, like I mentioned at the top of the live stream, that a lot of you are selling yourself short. And all things that have been issues with everyone do get solved if you're trading. And with this trading tool now, it's a heck of a lot easier than it used to be. So if you want to maximize how much you have to cash advance and shop with, you need to be trading, period. Because if there's no trading volume, then it doesn't matter if you have $1 million to cash out. There's not anyone buying on the exchange. So that's why this is such an important thing that everyone needs to start taking part in. That's why the trading tool was built. That's why we're about to give you the ability to automate it, just so that you can make your contribution to the trading volume every day, which in turn you benefit because you get bonuses from the trading, you get more cash advances, you get more to shop with, and then the community benefits because there's volume on the exchange to trade with. So if you're not trading, that's a big reason why you probably don't have as much as you'd like to cash advance or shop with. Your mission role, if you're a founder, you're getting a lot more cash advances and ability to shop in the marketplace than someone that's not. So again, that's another thing that pretty much pays for itself. Even if you're not even doing that much, it is almost a no-brainer. So if you're not doing that, I highly suggest it. Adding shipping and delivering tracking, pretty straightforward. If you're selling things but you're not showing that you actually delivered it with proof, then as part of our algorithms, it takes a look at that and it doesn't give you full value for the things that you sold. Get more of your listings to sell. Like I think Barry brought up, I can understand how this has been an issue for some people when you're putting out auctions and are not getting sold even though you have enough bidders for it. So apologies for not getting that fixed soon enough. But now we have what we need, and I'm hoping to get that resolved in the next 72 hours, like I mentioned. Otherwise, if you're listing fixed price items, that should be working. So this is just a matter of, if you're listing something every single day, you want to be selling the vast majority of them. Otherwise, don't be listing so many things, or figure out a way to list things that people care about. And with the buy listings feature, that should actually make this incredibly easy, because as a seller, you're already seeing what someone wants to buy, so just clicking on it and selling it to them, you just did what you needed to do to make this bar increase. So both this one and the first one. So that's the buy listings. That's why that's going to be great once we get that live. Hit more daily goals. I think that's self-explanatory. Hitting your daily goals. We just made that easier for everyone. So hopefully you're able to grow that. Your power level. Based on your power level, you're able to you get a little bit more to shop with in cash advance, and that's a benefit to people that have put in the work to on the platform over time. The higher your power level, you do get some benefits, a bunch of benefits, but this is one of them. You get more to shop with in cash advance. Seller ratings. If you're not getting good ratings, then even though you're selling stuff, likely there's something that you're doing wrong that's upsetting people. So that's gonna take away some from what you have available to cash advance and shop with. Same thing with disputes. If you have someone that's disputing a lot of things, then even though you're selling, you're upsetting people, and that's not good for the marketplace. So that's a factor. Be a great citizen. So as I've brought up before, this is based on a wide variety of factors. Some of them based on just what users are reporting you for doing things, to also just your activity on the site and the things that you're doing. So there's a wide variety of things that come into play here. Hit your mission performance goal each month. So if you're hitting your mission performance goal, that is the ring that's around your profile. If you're hitting that each month, then you have more to cash advance and shop with. And then important but not as important as some of the other ones at the top is being a good buyer. So when you buy things, you're being cordial with the seller. You're marking an item received when you buy it, so that they can get paid. All those things make the sellers want to give you good ratings, which in turn will help you have more to shop with in cash advance. And then lastly, maintaining a low dispute rate as a buyer. So if you're going and disputing a bunch of things because you don't want to pay for it, you're making life difficult for the seller, and that's not what that feature is there for. It's for only using when you can't come to a compromise with the seller, then you need to dispute it. Again, a lot of these things are comparative, so how you're doing compared to other people. So if on average people are disputing 2 things a month and that's what you're doing, then you're not going to be really penalized too much here. But if you're doing it 10 times more than everyone else, then it's going to show up here. So that's hopefully gives you more transparency and clarity into how this stuff works, Patrick. Again, if you have more specific things that I can go deep on, I'd be happy to do that. Olga, I've sold page. Yes, we're aware. We will fix that soon. Ernest, I understood you'll never lose your power level again. What happens if you don't have sufficient coins to pay renewal? The system, assuming that you're active, meaning you're hitting at least 5 daily goals in a month, it'll just renew it whether you have enough coins or not. Sergey, let's see. You need to create a table that shows how the funds are derived depending on the 13 factors. So hopefully what I just did, Sergey, was helpful for you. We actually do have a blog post on these 13 factors, and then each factor has some information about each and how they work. So please go back in our community announcements. These factors have been in place, I'd say, maybe 6 to 8 months. So go back, look 6 to 8 months ago, and you should see a blog post that has detailed on how everything works. But hopefully what I explained today was helpful for you. And then lastly, Irene. So you're bringing up the issue that happened this week where, some people had their power levels upgraded or downgraded, which shouldn't have happened. So that should now be fixed as of yesterday. I see that you posted this about 14 hours ago, so that was about the time when this got fixed. So I imagine you probably are fine now. But if that's not the case, please write to us at thecoin@empowr.com and we'll definitely take a look. Um, that is all the questions I have this week. Again, I hope you guys all caught exactly what I was trying to share with you at the top of the hour as far as how this trading tool works. It's going to be a great help to, one, making sure that everyone's maximizing how much you have to cash advance and shop with, but two, and most importantly for the community, is that it helps get us the trading volume that we need in order to grow the economy. So really hope that some of you start using this more than you're using the actual exchange, and then once we have this automation feature in place for you, hopefully as early as sometime next week, that's just going to help explode things even faster. So thank you all again for making the time to be with me on this Friday. Hope you have a great weekend, and we will see you next week. Take care.